All new details about Florida contact tracing efforts and the company now helping to expand the program. 4 in Your Corner's Katie LeGrone reveals the Virginia company that you're paying millions to help the state stop the spread of COVID-19 actually has very little experience doing it.
Testing also goes hand in hand with what we call contact tracing.
Since the beginning, Florida leaders have described contact tracing as a key weapon in its fight against COVID-19.
This is a way that we actually stop the cycle of transmission from person to person.
While the state has shared few details about its program, we've now learned back in May, Florida's health department quietly contracted with a Virginia-based company to help expand its contact tracing efforts. Despite repeated requests, the state has yet to provide us with a copy of the contract. But this online state database shows Florida taxpayers are paying Maximus Inc. more than $6.2 million before the end of the fiscal year for contact tracing services to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
You hear Maximus Inc., and what do you think?
We know that Maximus has had a checkered record that really draws questions about its, responsibility as a government contractor.
Dan Bass is with Communications Workers of America, the nation's largest communications and media labor union. He says in recent years, Maximus workers have accused the company of underpaying, understaffing, and underperforming. The business also getting in trouble with the feds. In this 2007 settlement, the company agreed to pay $30 million to settle allegations its workers submitted fraudulent Medicare claims for kids in D.C. foster care. A company spokesperson told us the settlement came from a single project in 1999 that didn't meet its own standards. But more recently, Bass says Maximus employees hired to help the CDC answer the public's questions about COVID-19 as part of a 13-month contract have complained about their own working conditions.
At that call center, they weren't observing those very own CDC guidelines.
The company spokesperson told us they've taken significant steps to keep an employee safe, adding they are strictly enforcing social distancing, face coverings, and the majority of the U.S. workforce has transitioned to a work-from-home environment. As for its experience contact tracing, Maximus wouldn't say, but it recently contracted with Indiana for similar services. The state's contract shows 500 people will be hired to help the state contact trace at a cost of just under $30 million. How effective contact tracing is in reducing COVID-19 remains to be seen, but Bass warns Florida to be careful, knowing this mission is critical, with taxpayer dollars and their health on the line.
When you see multiple red flags coming up around a company's performance problems, how it treats its employees, and other issues that we've seen, I think raises serious questions about, whether Maximus meets the standards of a responsible contractor.
Maximus has and continues to do work with other government agencies in Florida. It is the first time, however, the company is providing contact tracing services here. Katie LeGrone, Fox 4 in your corner.